Picture this: you're sitting on the couch next to your partner. You're not arguing, but something feels off. The spark is dimmer. Conversations are shorter. You're doing what you thought you were supposed to do, keeping it together, staying calm, being the man. But somehow, it's not working. What if the problem isn't what you're not doing, but what you've been told you should do all along? In this video, we're digging into 5 rules that a lot of men follow without even realizing they're sabotaging their relationships. These aren't random mistakes, they're patterns. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Stick around, this might change the way you show up for the people you care about most. There's no shortage of advice out there for men on how to be better in relationships: books, podcasts, Instagram posts, and even unsolicited tips from friends. But sometimes, what's just as important as knowing what to do is knowing what not to do. Certain rules get passed down from generation to generation, friend to friend, that sound like they might be smart, but end up doing more harm than good. So instead of telling you how to be the perfect boyfriend, husband, or partner, let's take a different angle. Here are 5 rules that men often follow, some consciously, some not, that are actually worth breaking if you want a healthy, connected relationship. 1. Don't show too much emotion. This is one of the oldest rules in the book, and one of the worst. Boys are taught from a young age to toughen up, not cry, and never let their guard down emotionally. The idea is that vulnerability equals weakness, and weakness doesn't belong in a relationship, especially if you're a man. But here's the reality: hiding how you feel doesn't make you strong. It just builds a wall between you and your partner. Emotional distance isn't a mystery, it's just distance. Real intimacy requires emotional presence. If you're sad, anxious, or overwhelmed, your partner deserves to know, and not just when things boil over. When men hold back emotionally, it leaves their partners guessing and ultimately feeling disconnected. You might think you're protecting them from your stress or being low maintenance, but in most cases, it just creates confusion and resentment. Being open about your emotions takes more strength than bottling them up. It builds trust. It gives your partner a chance to support you. And it makes you more relatable, not less masculine. 2. Always be the problem solver. A lot of men feel pressure to fix everything. When their partner comes to them with a problem, their instinct is to offer a solution fast. You might think you're helping, being efficient, showing leadership. But many times, that's not what your partner wants or needs. Sometimes people just need to be heard. Not analyzed. Not corrected. Just listened to. If your partner is venting about work, family, or something between the two of you, jumping in with a quick fix can feel dismissive. It can make them feel like you're not really listening, or worse, that you think they can't figure things out themselves. It's okay to say, "That sucks. I'm sorry you're dealing with that." That's often more helpful than a 5-point plan. If they do want your advice, they'll ask. And when they do, go for it. But always lead with empathy, not efficiency. 3. Never let her know you're jealous or insecure. Jealousy and insecurity are human emotions. Everyone feels them, yes, even confident men. The problem comes when you either hide them completely or let them control your behavior. Some men follow the idea that showing jealousy is weak or unmanly. So they stuff it down or try to mask it with anger, withdrawal, or passive-aggressive comments. Others swing the opposite direction, letting jealousy fuel controlling or possessive behavior. Neither works. You don't have to pretend you're made of stone. It's okay to say, "Hey, I felt a little off when you mentioned that guy from work. I know it's probably nothing, but I just wanted to talk about it." That's not weak, it's honest. And when said calmly and without blame, it opens up a real conversation instead of conflict. The goal isn't to pretend you don't get jealous. It's to handle those feelings like an adult, not a volcano. When you talk about your insecurities openly, you rob them of their power. And you build trust by showing you're willing to be real, not reactive. 4. Put the relationship on autopilot once you're in. This is one that sneaks up on a lot of guys. In the early stages of a relationship, effort is easy. You plan dates, pay attention to little things, and put thought into how you show up. But once things get comfortable, maybe even routine, it's tempting to coast. You figure the hard part is over. You got the girl, and now it's time to settle into normal life. But here's the problem: comfort without effort turns into complacency. And complacency kills connection. Relationships don't need constant grand gestures, but they do need consistent attention. That means checking in emotionally, being curious about how your partner is really doing, and not assuming things are fine just because nobody's complaining. Don't stop flirting. Don't stop saying thank you. Don't stop doing small things that show you care. Even a simple "I saw this and thought of you" text can go a long way. Relationships aren't maintenance-free. They're more like a campfire. You don't need to build a new one every day, but you do need to keep feeding it if you want it to burn. 5. Be the man of the house at all costs. There's still a strong cultural message telling men they need to be the leader in the relationship, the one who makes the big decisions, earns the most, and keeps everything under control. On the surface, it might sound like responsibility. In reality, it often turns into control, imbalance, and unnecessary pressure. Partnership doesn't mean power dynamics. It means two people bringing different strengths to the table and figuring things out together. If you're clinging to the idea that you have to be the provider, the fixer, or the decision maker, you're probably carrying more weight than you need to, and keeping your partner from sharing it with you. There's no shame in asking for input. There's no shame in being vulnerable. And there's no prize for always being the one in charge. In fact, many women find it exhausting when their partner won't let them share the wheel. Real strength isn't about dominance. It's about balance. It's about being confident enough to say, "What do you think?" or "I need help with this." Equality isn't a threat to your masculinity, it's a sign of emotional maturity. In conclusion, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be strong, supportive, or dependable in a relationship. But when those qualities get twisted into rigid rules, they can backfire. Relationships don't thrive on silence, stoicism, or one-sided effort. They grow through openness, communication, and shared responsibility. The more you let go of outdated ideas about how a man should behave, the more room you create for a real, honest connection. So don't be afraid to break some of these rules. You might be surprised how much stronger your relationship gets when you do. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.